Does the buyer have to accept a property and go to closing when they've discovered a defect in the property? They're doing their final walkthrough and now they're going to go to closing tomorrow, but they have found some defects. Do they still have to go to closing? Hi, I'm Anthony Carr with Anthony Carr TV. Thanks for dropping by. Please like this channel, share it with those who need this kind of information, and subscribe. It helps the algorithm and it gives me bragging rights. Yeah, this is a problem that comes up during walkthrough when buyers have looked at the property, they did a home inspection, and they negotiated with the seller and found things they wanted fixed. The seller agreed to it. And then they're walking through the last day, and suddenly, let's say they find a foggy window. It was cooler weather yesterday. It's warmer today during the walkthrough. And now there's this foggy window they didn't see before, or the home inspector did not find. Do they still have to accept the foggy window as they go to closing? At first glance, I would say, yes, you do. You had the home inspection and your inspector did or did not find it. It's in the report whether they found it, but that was the condition it was in when you purchased the property. And the seller's like, you walked through and you didn't notate anything about it. That's on you. We need to go to closing. Yes, you probably would need to go to closing on that. Every house and nearly every contract I've worked with says the property is being sold as is. But wait a minute, I thought I had a home inspection. You do, but the property as a whole is being sold as is, except for those items that the buyer and seller agree to, that then is taken out of that as is clause. You did a home inspection and you found 25 items and y'all agreed to 10 of them. Those items are no longer covered underneath the as is clause, because the as is clause says it's as is, and the property must be delivered in substantially the same condition as the day that we ratified, toured, or wrote the contract. The thing about as is, it doesn't mean it's as is all the way to closing. If you had appliances working and the air conditioner was working, the heat was working, the doors were shutting and locking, and there were no stains on the carpet, that's as is, and that clause must appear substantially in the same condition at closing, whether that was in a home inspection or not. So then they do a walkthrough, and there's a big old stain on the carpet that wasn't there before. The as-is clause does not go into play here. The seller must fix that stain on the carpet. Now, the cloudy window, usually those don't just pop up at the last minute. That was a cloudy window when they looked at the property. It was when they did the home inspection. They didn't say anything about it. You got to go to closing. The stain on the carpet clearly was not there the day you walked through it. It wasn't there when you did the home inspection, and now there's a stain on the carpet. That must be fixed. And when you're looking at what is as is, and you've discovered something on the day of closing, it has to be determined, was it that way when you wrote the offer and when you accepted it in the as-is condition, or was it after we accepted that? If it was after you accepted it, then there's an argument that can be made. The seller has to fix that before you go to closing. Now, this is different than when you have a seller who's agreed to fix the cloudy window, for instance, and then you go through walkthrough, it's still not done, and the seller says, look, I put all this money into it. I just didn't get around to it. I'm not doing the cloudy window. That's different if in the inspection you said he was going to do it, he agreed to do it, and now he's defaulting on that. He is in breach, or she's in breach. Being in breach is not a reason to cancel the contract and not go to closing. But then what you do in the clause we have in the contract is you can come back and sue them to fix it. And so you still have remedy as a buyer, but it's not what I call a voidable event. You can't void it at the last minute when it comes to that type of a situation. Hope this helps. That's the thought of the day, and I'll talk to you later.